The woman was just about to open the door and carry out her assassination, when an unexpected accident ruined her plan. But she didn't give up. She hid silently behind the curtains, then aimed her pistol at the man dancing in the middle of the ballroom. However, the man's unpredictable dance moves made it impossible to get a clean shot, so the woman decided to step onto the dance floor herself, approaching him with graceful steps, getting close enough to strike. Just as she drew out a garrote wire, the man suddenly changed his dance pattern, grabbing her hands and spinning her around. To avoid blowing her cover, she was forced to smile and play along. Seizing the chance, she moved behind him again, but just as she drew out the wire for a second time, the man threw her over his shoulder in a swift takedown, then calmly continued dancing as if nothing had happened. He didn't stop until the next day, when his partner finally found him. It turned out that the intelligence agency's network had been hacked, and the identities of all field agents were exposed, throwing the agency into chaos. The higher-ups had no choice but to turn to the retired agent, this man, asking him and his partner to investigate the case. Following a trail of clues, they traced it back to the country's richest tycoon, the very one who had hacked the network. But the tycoon was now a trusted ally of the prime minister, so arresting him would require solid evidence. The man secretly infiltrated the tycoon's mansion, hoping to find incriminating proof, but before he could even begin his search, he ran into the same woman again. It turned out she was an undercover cop, assigned to stay close to the tycoon. Realizing they had a common goal, the two decided to work together to bring the tycoon down. At that moment, the tycoon was discussing his next move. The man pulled out his phone to record it, but accidentally played music instead. In a panic, the woman had no choice but to turn him in. Luckily, the database had no record of the man's agent identity, so the tycoon assumed he was just a petty thief, and kicked him out of the mansion. But the man wasn't about to give up. He snuck into a major conference to put his plan into motion. Just as he began to speak, he slipped and fell, exposing himself. The tycoon, realizing the game was up, dropped his act, and threatened the officials, demanding they hand over full control of the digital infrastructure, or he would launch the global missile network. At that moment, the man contacted headquarters for backup. Coincidentally, his phone signal interfered with the aging missile launch system, and by sheer luck, he entered the correct launch code. Missiles launched instantly, obliterating the tycoon's base. The tycoon tried to flee in terror, but the man had already set a trap and knocked him out cold, and just like that, a global crisis was averted.